guys, happy Saturday morning. I'm back and we're doing something crafty this time. So, I've got some dye, I've got some fabric, and I have a giant Home Depot bucket in my kitchen sink, as you can see. So what we're doing is going to dye, or try to dye, some canvas fabric. And this is just a decent quality canvas drop cloth I got off of Amazon. There's so many different options. And then the RIT brand dye. The blue dye here I'm using is actually for synthetic fabrics. I wasn't really thinking when I got it, but it worked out just fine. So I'm just following the instructions, testing out the color with the paper towel like it says, and pre-soaked my canvas. Now, the canvas is not just like a giant chunk. I actually pre-washed and dried the canvas and then cut out all of the necessary pieces because we are making a backpack. Mr. Felix, his poor backpack, I mean, I guess you get what you pay for, and I just wanted a cheap blue backpack that I could jazz up with some vinyl off of Amazon. And I've had good luck in the past. Did not have good luck this time. So his poor little backpack is basically disintegrating. Like, I kid you not, he's only been using it since March, and you can put your fingers through it. Now, I know Felix isn't your average bear. He's more of the puzzle piece variety, and he's very, very hard on things, but still, it should not be disintegrating. It's ridiculous. So here we are. It looks purple. Did I panic? Yes, I did. But we are agitating, we're stirring, we're sudsing, and we're getting steam. So hot water and some dish soap, like a teaspoon, I think instead of dish soap. And then every couple minutes you just give it a stir so that the fabric, you make sure it's evenly covered. But truthfully, if it came out mottled, I'm okay with that because it's my first go.
All right, I think it's time to rinse. Just in case it rinses a bunch of the color out and I want to keep dyeing it, I'm gonna take stuff out of this and spray it and rinse it off here so that if it's too light, I can just put it back in. But it's been a while, so I think we should be good.
An undetermined amount of time has passed, and now we are going to rinse it out. The instructions specifically say to rinse the fabric until the water runs clear, so that's what we're doing piece by piece, wringing it out, and then I had it all set up on the drying rack with some towels underneath, just some ratty old towels, so that it wouldn't make a giant mess on the floor. And I know the lighting's a little bit different because it was evening, we had the kitchen lights on. It is a beautiful dark, dark blue, which is perfect for a Captain America backpack because in our house we are Avengers and Felix is Captain America and Kasper's Iron Man. So on to Kasper's, I'm now adding some salt as per the instructions. I think it helps set the color. Then you're gonna add some dish soap as well. And this is the dye that's not for synthetic fabric. This is a nice Merlot, so a nice deep red color, specifically for natural fibers. I think that's also the red aspect is why you want to add the salt. So pouring in some beautiful red dye. I kind of guesstimated about half of the bottle. And then same thing, we're going to pre-soak our fabric, put it in. And then the downside to all of this, I wasn't thinking, obviously it's a woven, so it's going to fray. I keep wanting to say shred, but it frays, the edges. So after everything was dry, I took an evening while Peter and I were watching Secret Invasions on Disney Plus to sit and trim the most teeny tiniest amount off of all the edges with my pinking shears so that it would stop fraying because I had little red and blue strings everywhere. But look at this color. Isn't it gorgeous? I think it's just fantastic. What we're up to after this, once everything's dry, this is the next step. Canvas, not exactly the best idea for a backpack when you're out and about. But if you wax it, it becomes water repellent and stiffer and sturdier and just delicious. So I grabbed some paraffin wax and some beeswax, specifically got pellets so that it would melt down faster. And then after dinner one evening, I saved a little tin there from some coconut milk and I washed it all out and got it all tidied up. And that is what I'm using with some simmering water. And then I'm just setting the tin on the trivet from our Instant Pot inside the simmering water so that it's not in it, also because it would float. And then I just keep stirring it until it's all melted. And then we're going to use just a cheapy paintbrush from the dollar store. I got like a pack of 3, so I picked the biggest one that would fit in the tin. And we are going to paint the wax onto the fabric. And then we're going to see kind of what happens. It's going to be great. I kind of panicked when I first started painting it on. I was like, every video I watched before this, it soaked in beautifully, it stayed kind of like wet, and they all double layered their canvas so that whatever soaked through the first layer just absorbed into the second layer, and it's like less work. However, that clearly was not happening for me. And I want to say it's probably because obviously I'm inside, the air conditioner's on because it's been so hot here lately, and I have like stone counters, right? I have granite counters, so everything's colder. And so the wax was literally solidifying like as I was painting it on. And I was getting so discouraged because when I start projects, I don't want to like have to get everything out. It's like I want to do something, I want to do it right now. It's like instant gratification. I don't want to have to deal with, oh, I'm missing this part, or oh, I should have brought that upstairs, blah, blah, blah. So my sweet darling Peter was like, do you want me to go down and get your iron and whatever? So I was like, yes, please. So he got me the iron, and then with the heat of the iron, and I have cardboard on the counter with some additional towels to help absorb the wax, I'm just going in with the iron and kind of pushing it into the fabric. And now, because obviously Kasper's backpack needs to have Iron Man on it in some fashion, and with all of my wax stuff being out, I didn't want to have to pause on waxing stuff. I just wanted to get it all done. So I had to test, can I put vinyl over wax, or do I need to add vinyl to the fabric first before I wax it? Would you believe I could not find any information about this on Google? I went on Pinterest, I went on Google, I went everywhere. I could not find it. So I have done it for you. We did both. We did vinyl first, heat press vinyl, heat transfer vinyl, whatever you want to call it, and then we did wax first. And honest to God, it works both ways. So you do you. You can do it either way. I personally liked the look of having the vinyl done after the fact. My biggest concern is that it wasn't going to adhere to the fabric because there's obviously a layer of wax saturating the fabric. But it worked. It was beautiful. It worked great. So no concerns there. Obviously, I haven't actually made the backpack yet, so time will tell. And I wonder too also if you have the vinyl on first and then wax over it, it just makes me think, I wonder if that vinyl would be even more protected, right? It stands to reason that it would be. But like, look, it looks great. Obviously, I did not use my Cricut to cut out these little hearts. I just did it with scissors on a scrap piece of vinyl, and I probably pressed that one a little bit too much, but in the end, it worked out fine. So that brings us to this lovely conclusion of this nice quick video. And if you stick around, I will be putting together backpacks for the boys because you can't do for one and not do for the other. Also because Augie is little and does not yet need a backpack. So stick around, we got some sewing coming up.